Hi, I'm Kara with Thrive Mind Transformations. Do you know you can literally manipulate and change your own brain? You can put a stop to the thought processes and patterns that are no longer serving you. You can invite new thoughts and ideas in and that can help propel you forward. You can revise old beliefs and shift your mindset. The term literally means plastic brain. Neuroplasticity is neuro is brain, plasticity is plastic. It is malleable. We can change it. Where it was once a common belief that our genes indicate our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we now know better than that. We know that the brain is not hardwired. The brain you were born with is modified by your experiences as you go through life. Your brain is changing all the time. Genes lay out potential and vulnerabilities, but they don't dictate your thoughts, your feelings, or your behaviors. Your life changes when you have a working knowledge of the brain. You feel less guilt and anxiety because you understand the biology and the reasons why you have the reactions to your world that you do. At the same time, you feel more empowered because you can see how you can impact the biology by changing how you react to your world. Discoveries in neuroscience reveal how you can maximize your potential and minimize vulnerabilities. How you train yourself to think, feel, and behave regularly will impact your brain. And effectively impacting it in that way rewires it. And there's been a lot of research the last number of years around neuroplasticity and this potential of rewiring the brain. It's fascinating. Years ago, I realized that I had developed a really nasty habit of coming up with worst case scenarios for things. As I went through my day, I would be thinking about someone I know who's going on a trip, and I would be thinking about like the worst things that could happen, like, oh, they might get in an accident, or this could happen and that could happen. By the time I noticed that I was catastrophizing these outcomes, it had actually become pretty bad. And so I don't know where, somewhere I had learned about rewiring the brain. And so I thought to myself, I need to fix this. Like, this thinking is not healthy and it's not helping anyone. And this was even before I was aware of energy and how thinking can impact, like, actually bring in certain experiences. So what I did know was that the kind of thinking wasn't healthy and that I needed to do something about it. So I began to draw conscious attention to it. That's the first step. So I became aware of it. That was really the first step, awareness. And then trying to draw conscious attention or catch myself when I was having these thoughts. So once I started catching myself in the pattern, I simply just began shutting down the pathways. I came up with a visual for myself that was basically a red stop sign with a big white X in the middle of it. And so anytime that I noticed I was having these thoughts, I would just simply say, I would stop it in mid-process. As soon as I noticed it, I would say nope. I would put up the stop sign in my mind, and then I would move forward with a different thought, a positive outcome. Or sometimes if that wasn't something I was able to do in the moment, I would just shift my thinking entirely to something different, something also positive. And that really made a difference. It takes time, as any process of rewiring the brain does, because what happens is your pathways become developed in your brain. They're often discussed as pathways or highways of thought. The more that we use them, the more they're traveled, the stronger they become. So initially when we start a new pathway, so if I'm going to put up the stop sign and start a new pathway towards something positive, that pathway is kind of like a dirt road in the beginning, and it takes time to build up, to have it repaved, to have it widened. Ultimately down the road, it's going to have multiple lanes and it's going to be the dominating pathway, but it takes time. And so it's important to be patient in the process when you are rewiring your brain. Hello Neuroplasticity is one of the 6 modules that we offer in the Thrive system, and it's intended to empower you with the knowledge and tools to rewire your brain and start creating the life you've been dreaming of. We can help you thrive through the challenges of change, rather than simply just striving and surviving. Thriving sounds like the better way to go, if you ask me. We can do hard things. We all can. There's nothing wrong with it. All you need to do is decide. Thank you for listening.